The last Sunday in February is a date reserved for the League Cup final, while this year also has the small matter of Manchester United vs Chelsea and Crystal Palace vs Tottenham to add to the mix. But there was still plenty to discuss in Saturday's Premier League action. Mohamed Salah equaled Luis Suarez goal haul from 2013-14 en route to a thumping Liverpool victory against West Ham, and there were also victories for Huddersfield and Brighton. Here, Sportsmail brings you a roundup of all the things you might have missed from Saturday's action. Shaqiri arrived at Stoke, a Champions League winner with 5 league titles. When Stoke signed the tricky Swiss winger, it was viewed as a coup, and now he is beginning to find his best form. His strike against Leicester was his third in as many games, the first time he's scored in 3 consecutive games in his career, with his form coinciding with the arrival of new manager Paul Lambert. Since the Scot arrived at the BET 365 stadium, Shaqiri has scored 3 goals and clocked 1 assist in 5 games, whilst his effort against Leicester ranks him among the league's best scorers from long range. Since August 2015, Shaqiri has scored 9 goals from outside the box, trailing only Gylfi Sigurdsson, Kevin De Bruyne and Harry Kane, who have 10 goals from distance to their name, with the recently departed Coutinho leading the way with 14. By now, Mohamed Salah's incredible goal-scoring feats are no secret. He has 31 goals in his first 37 games as a Liverpool player, an identical record to that of Luis Suarez's last season at Anfield. The Uruguayan was idolized for his feats, and so too is Salah. Some Liverpool fans unveiled a giant banner which read "Egyptian King," a fitting description for the winger who's made his £37 million transfer fee look a bargain and scored the penalty that sealed Egypt's qualification for their first World Cup since 1990. The banner itself is very well assembled, made using what appears to be a waterproof red plastic, with the city's Liverbird stamp etched into the background, finished with a cleverly designed image of Salah dressed as Egyptian royalty. Whilst Suarez and Salah live long in the memories of some, so too does Matt Ritchie, but for different reasons. The Scot infamously dropped down a division to sign with Newcastle in the Championship for a fee of £12 million in 2016. That decision doesn't sit well with all Bournemouth fans, so much so that some fans voiced their dissatisfaction in the form of a banner which pales to Salah's Egyptian King montage. This particular banner reads "Grown as a cherry, stolen by a magpie," using simple images of the red fruit and the blackbird behind black card to illustrate this. The banner looks like a bit of a last-minute effort from the unhappy Bournemouth fans, who saw their side rally back from 2 goals down to snatch a point against Newcastle. The last time Liverpool scored 100 goals in a season, their attacking trio was none other than Luis Suarez, Daniel Sturridge and Raheem Sterling. Each of those have moved on to pastures new, but there's a new front 3 in Merseyside to be excited by. Emerkin's header against West Ham was the 100th goal Klopp side have scored this season, with Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane accounting for 63 of those. It's also the first time since 2013-14 that Liverpool have hit a century of goals in a season, suggesting the ghosts of the SAS have finally been replaced, and perhaps bettered, depending on your opinion. The dubious goal panel, or in other words, the Premier League Match Centre, won't be getting any Christmas cards from a certain Chelsea loanee anytime soon. Tammy Abraham's deflected shot was originally credited as a goal for him, but after review, it was ruled as an own goal by Lewis Dunk, his third of the season. In response to this, Abraham voiced his opinion on the matter on Twitter, tweeting a tweet from the Premier League that announced that goal switch with cheers. Not many managers, can they say, have a win over Liverpool at Anfield on their resume, but after more than 10 attempts, you may expect one win to creep up somewhere, but not David Moyes, who is without an Anfield victory in 14 games. As manager of Everton, Man United, Sunderland and West Ham, Moyes is yet to leave the iconic Merseyside ground with a victory, drawing 7 and losing the rest. If you want to say we're 5 points from the relegation zone, then carry on. I'll tell you that we're 6 points behind Burnley, who are apparently having a fantastic season, were the words of Watford captain Troy Deeney in his program notes. Deeney was alluding to the fact that Burnley's season is viewed as a success, but Watford's is apparently a shaky one, despite there being just 2 wins between the two sides prior to kick-off.